Mobile One.
The vacuum we're fixing is a Dyson. This is the Dyson ball. This one was bought at Costco, so it doesn't have all the markings that some other ones have, and it may have been a limited production. I wrote with a marker DC65. This is the Animal Plus. We'll show you what makes it a DC65 here in a minute, but that's basically in reference to the head. You'll need to know that for the head that you order. The DC65 head is somewhat prolific. You'll find that all over the place. So let's show you what's wrong with this vacuum. You can hear it sounds rough. This malady can occur on either this roll brush or on this brush, or brush roller, roll brush, whatever you want to call it. When you rotate it, you can see that this one's parallel on all sides. On this one, there's a large gap on one side. And if I use this one to manipulate it to roll around, it looks fine here. But then upon closer inspection, you can see it's kind of melted off from one side. And when you roll it back over, you can see it's intact here, but the brush has been wiped out from making contact with the outside. That's where these marks come from. So if you have these marks on it, you'll know pretty quickly that something's not right, especially by this telltale red mark here caused by this brush making contact. Unplug the vacuum. We want to take this off in order to work on it. You don't have to do that. I'm going to do it for filming. You can actually do everything with it installed here, but I'd recommend taking it off because it's so easy. Don't think I'm bad at this, I suck at this, I can't do it. Just do exactly what I tell you and it'll be fine. So put your finger at the top of this. It's got a little thing where you can get your finger here too. I like to peel it back and then do the other part. Don't lose that. From there it just comes straight off. Just go straight this way. There's an electrical connector here. You can see the power plug there. There's nothing clipping it other than just the bottom part being clipped on with that red clasp. One of my favorite things about this vacuum is how easy it is to find how to take it apart. It's got these little red tabs everywhere. This is to assist you in cleaning, but you just pry that off and then just wiggle it back and out and it's removed. Now it's a lot easier to get to the brush. Now that we have this off, let's go to the bench and I'll show you exactly what to do. This is the part that I ordered off of Amazon. It's called a brush bar service assembly. Here it's a brush bar, here it's a brush roll. So when ordering your kit, make sure that you match the D number that's on the front of the head. It should be located right here. You can see I markered mine on for the video. Once you get to this point, the rest is pretty easy. You thought it was easy getting this off, the rest is just the same. There are 4 screws that you need to pull. You'll need to have a sharp, they call it a PH one. PH stands for Phillips, just like the light bulb company. Number 1 just means it's a small pointy one. I'll leave a link in the description. Bear in mind you're saving a lot of money by doing it this way. The new parts are double what you would pay if you could take it to the vacuum cleaner repair guy, and then you have to wait for them to ship to him typically, especially on the Dyson. And then it's like $80, $100, whatever from there. So for this, you can buy these. I got these for $30 on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. The cost of the screwdriver is another $30, so $60. So it'd be $60 for the part for this, plus $80 to $100 for the other. So you take it to the vacuum cleaner repair guy. A fair industry standard quote for this would be anywhere around $100 for the labor and then $60 for these. So $160. So if you spend just $60, you're still saving $100 by buying the stuff in the link, doing it yourself. And can you do it? Let's find out. Let's get into this. To open this up, you just hit these to the side. That causes it to release right here. You can see it's got red in those little square holes. And then you go like that, it's open. That means that you can open it this way. From here, you just kind of got to wiggle it. It's going to snag because of the damaged roller on this side. So you just want to work it back and out. You've got these little tabs. Don't be too rough with it or you can break these. To replace this is about $100. Still cheaper. And if you don't want to mess with the screwdriver part, you can just get the whole new head. But the little tab that you see on the front side here, this guy right there, goes into that little square opening right there. So when it comes time to put it back in, you just need to get that interface there and then just cause this to close. So now that we've covered that, let's replace the roll. Brush roll, roll brush, whatever you want to call it. The 4 screws are here, 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 and here. Support the back side of it. Bear in mind, if you're not being careful, if you're not straight on the screw, you can injure yourself. This is the pointy sharp one. That's not going to happen because you're going to watch this video and be real careful. Best thing to do is to just not have your hand under that part if it were to slip. So we're going to support it and just back the screw out. You'll notice that I'm kind of pushing it and letting it slide in my hand. I just have my hand this way and just work it like that, or you can do with your side fingers and just have this one for alignment. A couple of different options you can do, lots of ways to do the same thing, right? Pull these out, pull that out, and then this just slides away from this. This is the drive unit, and you'll notice that it's kind of like the Mercedes-Benz symbol in that it's kind of triangular, and then one side's a little longer than the other. So you'll want to line that up when you get it out. So this one goes over here. We'll take the new one. We'll identify that one of these is longer. We'll look at it this way and say this one is longer. It's got that little extra part to it right there. If we rotate to this one, you'll see that it's generally flat across the top. Rotate it the other way, and you can see this one has an extra ridge, you know, like the comb on a rooster. I'm going to take a minute. You'll probably want to do the same. Just get the hair out of the roller. I don't think it's hurting anything being in there, but it's certainly not helping. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back on. Now this particular one has a long one on one side, this being the DC65, DC66, and a short one here. Most of them that you see on the older models are short on both sides. So this is a really identifying factor when you're ordering parts for this. Bear that in mind. It has to go all the way into here before this will sit flat. You'll notice that it was sticking up on me before, and it looked like it wasn't going to work. And then you wiggle it, it falls into place, and you're good. The new rollers or brush roll comes with screws. Use the new ones. If you lose one when you're getting it out of the bag, you'll have backups. Hang on to the old ones. But the new screws, the heads on the screws tend to get some wear on them, so it's a good idea to use the new ones. So I brace this screwdriver with my thumb to help me to aim. That helps ground it to this so that it's not floating around in space. It can be real frustrating to start it by hand, just like getting thread through a needle can be hard without using a tool for it or bracing it or using some type of technique. So I just use my thumb. So once it's tight, I kind of give it a little snug, snug, snug. I'm not trying to rip the threads out. I'm just with my fingers just to get the right amount of tension without breaking it. See how I slipped on that in a minute? That's why you replace the screws, is that chews them up a little bit on the head. You want to make a real positive connection. It kind of satisfies when you get it right anyway. It works better. If you chew it up, don't feel too bad. You got more screws and it'll still work out. Pull out the other side. And if you have to go like this to get it done, don't feel bad, just whatever it takes, right? Generally, you can do this repair in less time than it would take you to load your vacuum up, put it in your car, haul it off to have somebody fix it, and then have an appointment, go pick it back up. It's faster because if the parts come to your house, you'll have your vacuum cleaner back in action sooner than if you're waiting for somebody else that has a whole lot of other things. There are a lot of reasons to fix it yourself. It may be a little difficult to get over that first initial feeling of, I don't know if I can do this. Once you get past that and you have the right tools and you have the right information to go on, it can be really satisfying. Use the money that you save and you can go get a pedicure or do something of that nature, right? You save $100, you just shouldn't feel guilty for spending $25 on the pedicure, or $30 or whatever it is. All right, snug, 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 snug. We have new brushes. Doesn't that look good? That satisfies, doesn't it? See that little light shine across it? Bling, bling, bling. We're going to take the head, we're going to stick it back on there. For my normal viewers, subscribers, you'll notice that I'm doing this in a different tone. You can mock me in the comments below if you want to, but just trying to personalize the message to whoever's going to use the information, right? Maybe it's a single mom, maybe it is a housewife or husband travels a lot or something. You never know. We're good to go. Let's test this out and see what the level of vibration is now that we have this back together and that everything is in a really straight line and balanced. So go ahead and fire up the vacuum. Turn the floor brush on. I think you have to have it like that and roll it. That's a whole lot better. That's awesome. It's 20% of what it would have been if I'd have taken this in to be repaired, and it got done somewhere around a week faster than if I'd have dropped it off to have somebody else do it.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe.
Bonus footage at the end.
100 and 1,200 years. And if you just keep looking at it, you can see them one on top of another. This is probably the best panel there is in the state of Utah.
Looks like there's a bunch that are still buried.
Yeah, you probably dig down another 5 feet and find them down below.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.